Okay.
It'll be like circles, like people feel more
Does
comfortable.
it look different now?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Well, like, that's better.
Hi everyone, we're Polyester and my name is Pelin.
I'm Elena.
And I'm Jessica.
And we're an online platform and YouTube channel mainly focusing on women's perspectives on current social issues.
This episode, we covered dating applications such as Tinder. We compiled a list of neutral questions and we took to the campus to see what people's perspectives and experiences were.
And here's what we got.
What are your thoughts on dating applications?
Yeah, and then...
What are your thoughts?
What are yours?
So we obviously thought that people would be more responsive to being interviewed.
Yeah, I was surprised that when we approached people, they didn't
Mhm.
even know what Tinder was. Or maybe they were too embarrassed to tell us that they use it.
And a lot of people we interviewed, it seemed like they only had positive experiences, even though we wanted to hear some horror stories.
Mm-hmm. We wanted to get some, juicy stories, but it seemed for the most part people were using it to meet people, to network. I guess also just if you're on campus and you want to meet people of similar interests, using it just as a way of chatting.
We also have to be aware that everyone that we interviewed for the most part was a little bit younger than our demographic that we ideally wanted to interview.
Mm-hmm.
So that could change things a lot because they probably don't even date around in general, or maybe not at that point in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Or they don't have a control of the dating, their dating situation.
That's
Right.
true. What was the most surprising thing that you guys heard from the people we interviewed?
I think for me it was especially when Elizabeth had mentioned the attention that she got with her photograph with the snake. I mean I think that's that makes a fantastic photo, but obviously when she put it on, she got a lot of very different responses, not necessarily always something positive. The general consensus was that Tinder or dating applications need to be more inclusive, because right now you're only limited to males and females. There's nothing binary, so that was one issue. And then what were some of the other improvements that people wanted to see on the app?
I think a lot of people were okay with the app being very quick and easy, not something they had to put too much thought into.
But having that said, you're not putting a lot of thought. Is that a reflection on how you're choosing people? Because then it's just, it becomes very superficial. It's very easy just to swipe through, not really necessarily putting much thought. And is that something that transfers into the dating scene? Like,
I guess the argument is that when you meet someone in real life, the first thing that you notice is their physical attractiveness or their physical beauty, and that's what makes you approach someone. So Tinder would be a reflection of just that translated in photos.
But isn't that first point of meeting, that's the spark, right? And with Tinder, are we killing the spark?
Or you're trying to recreate something that was already in use.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what a lot of the interviewers that we found were saying how they don't feel like meeting someone in person is a lot more personal. You feel that magic. But as we saw with Elizabeth, she felt that spark right away, even through text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe spark does exist. You just gotta find that person.
Or maybe spark, and it's looking at things a little less traditionally. I mean, some people that's how you would like to meet, but this is just a new way that seems to have progressed with life today. We are busy. We're not maybe, some of the students they commute in, so their network of meeting people is very small. So this sort of opens doors, or just, you have, what am I trying to say? there's more option. There's a higher likelihood that you'll meet someone through using applications that have things in common with you. You have a larger selection than maybe relying on chance alone or bumping into someone on the street. So on that hand, it's good. It seems people are also a little, there's still as much as there's a lot of positivity, there still seems to be this stigma where people don't want to associate themselves with having met their partners.
Yeah.
They don't
On
want to
the
share
app.
that story.
I think it's still kind of stigmatized that you resorted to a dating application, like how Elizabeth said. She tells people that she met her partner at like Pride Week, I think it was. Yeah. And it's like interesting because of maybe it's like should we be ashamed if this is so part of our culture at this point? And a lot of people said that they know 4 or 5 friends who have met someone through Tinder.
Serious
So
relationships.
you know, you gotta wonder like where is that bridge or that gap where it becomes acceptable, where it's something to be shamed that you have to meet people through an app.
I definitely think it's a great way of meeting people, and it seems that how you use what you put into the app is what you get out of it as well. It depends. You know, if you're just swiping and swiping blindly, then
Swiping yourself
blindly, literally swiping yourself blind, then you're not taking it as serious. But if you take time to read the profile and you're more selective, it's a gamble. You're gonna meet people that are on the same page, and then obviously everyone uses the application for different uses, but it's good that you can specify on your profile as well what you're looking for.
And I think a lot of people know that who you are does not always translate to who you are online. And I think a lot of people talked about that was why they're hesitant to meet people through this app, because they were nervous or perhaps didn't think the person would translate as well in person.
Right.
And that's a big thing too, especially with a lot of social media and people trying to personify themselves or create their own online persona.
Right, that's a good point. I mean, it's very easy to make something or have an appearance of that you want to project, which is not necessarily the truth. But then again, usually first dates or first time you meet someone is when you can start to make those assumptions. But it's true. You have a little bit more time to craft your thoughts because it's something that's within a text that you can think about what you want to say, take your time. I guess there is some value in that because maybe someone wouldn't have had the chance because they're really awkward in person or they're not as comfortable. So it's a way to sort of break, I guess, a way to break the ice a little bit.
It definitely has some advantages and some, what is the other one?
Disadvantages.
Okay, let me say that again. We can actually put this in. So when we think about Tinder, it definitely has some advantages and disadvantages, and a lot of people had really positive experiences. It obviously opens so many doors for people because you get to meet people, and it's a very easy and simple way of making new contacts and new friendships. So everyone we interviewed basically used it for a reason. It was mostly because like they wanted to reach out to someone who was also bi or who was also gay. It was easy to, use, and it was easy to meet someone who's sharing the same interest as you or
in the same area too?
In the same area. You can also set that up as well. So it was very good to see that.
Right. For the most, for the most part, it was very positive, which is good to know.
Yeah, the only thing I would change is maybe if we heard more stories of people's actual dating experiences. I think a lot of people talked about the app itself, but maybe they weren't so open to discussing their going into their dates.
Right.
And that's personal in general, so thanks.
We did get some personal stories, but it was
Pretty broad.
pretty broad in general.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? So do you guys have your own stories to share, your own thoughts? Maybe you have something you want to share with us below? Comment?
Like?
Oh no, what am I supposed to say? And subscribe!
Yeah, we'll be covering a whole wide range of issues and topics that kind of have to relate to stuff like this.
And we want to know what you want to hear, so again, feel free
Let us
to
know.
let us know.
Let us know below.
And follow us on Polyester TV on Instagram.
Instagram.
Cute.
Oh gosh.